Hello and welcome to 3.0 TV. I am Vishakha Thakur. Metaverse can become a real game changer for the education sector, bringing a host of significant benefits, the most outstanding being immersive learning experiences and greater learning speed and inclusive environment and an ability to acquire hands-on experience. Well, according to a report by Statista, revenue in the Metaverse education segment is projected to reach $56.73 million in 2023, and the number of users is expected to amount to 14.8 million by 2030. So to discuss all about Metaverse and its potential in the education sector, we have invited the co-founder of Metabook, XR, Mr. Ashish. Welcome to 3.0 TV, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Sir, Metaverse is opening up transformative opportunities, and according to a report, revenue in the Metaverse education segment is projected to reach $56.73 million in 2023. So, sir, your opening remarks on Metaverse and its potential in the education sector.
The power of Metaverse to transform the education sector is phenomenal. No wonder the revenue numbers projections are coming to that magnitude, and I'm sure that it will grow exponentially in coming years as well. So we need to understand the fundamental value which this technology is bringing to the education sector. And we all have learned that the education per se is the most important thing, to be given in the early stage of the child. And it has its own challenges and it has own pedagogical issues. So things have kept on evolving from decades to make it more interesting. Yeah. And Metaverse is coming in to really amplify the technological intervention in pedagogy, which is driving the change in education sector.
So, various education metaverse startups are all set to offer immersive learning experiences. As you mentioned that it is going to bring a change in the education sector. So, what do you think that, metaverse, like how is it going to shape the future of education?
Before actually coming to this conclusion, I would like to highlight the fundamental problem statement which Metaverse is trying to solve in a very different way. So, what has happened in the education till date has been that the transfer from information or the transfer of concept from, say, teacher to student has happened in a very different way. Like in the first phase, it was about through books and through text. Then smart class and everything came where students were shown a lot of things that what exactly happens. But now this is an era where beyond telling something or beyond showing something, it's time to involving the students in the concept itself. That is the one biggest change which because of Metaverse is happening. Because Metaverse, you can model everything in the three-dimensional world, in a virtual world. And you can involve the students in those concepts where they will learn through doing. So R&D already says that activity-based learning improves retentions a lot. So this is where Metaverse is actually pitching in. And, since this problem, and on top of that, education to a large extent was not very exciting to a larger audience, in the past. But because of this technology, the entire experience can be gamified and it can be made experiential. So because of that, then the additional layer of fun is being added because of that. So
Absolutely.
This is where Metaverse is, playing a significant role and is opening a huge potential to entirely transform the way we learn and way we interact.
So, if we talk about the epic science fiction film Avatar, some amazing graphics were used in that film. So, and then we saw the Metaverse gaining more traction right after Facebook rebranded to Meta. So, as you mentioned that Metaverse is definitely going to shape the future of education.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you on this.
So one can attend virtual classes now remotely while experiencing elements of real classrooms. So when and from where should these educational institutions start their journey of Metaverse?
Okay, so there are many layers through which we can involve, we can use this basically the power of metaverse in the learning process. So fundamentally starts from the content consumption. Right. So, for example, there are many intricate concepts which can be very, very engagingly, demonstrated to students or can be taught to the students using the power of virtual reality or augmented reality per se from that matter. So, institutions can start getting involved by for using a first layer where they will start consuming these content where elaboration can be done at a very intricate level in a very safe environment. For example, say in the K-12 space where we are working, say chemistry experiments generally, can be done in a very controlled and very, in a setup where the students can iterate with a lot of acids, a lot of chemicals without getting any hazard. So this is the first layer where they can, start using the content. Building upon that, there is a huge, like I can say, a plethora of universe which we can explore. So, for example, you can connect one student sitting in, Delhi to someone sitting in London, to someone sitting in Nairobi, and different parts of the world, and they all can learn on come together on a project and can learn with each other in a very controlled environment and sitting from in their classroom in the comfort of in presence of their teachers they can do. So there's a second layer of use of the metaverse as a technology, and the institution can start enrolling collaborating with multiple institutions per se to facilitate this kind of learning.
So, since you are an early adopter, what do you think are the advantages for early adopters of Metaverse?
So first advantages there are multiple when it comes to company and then when it comes to say the students. So for a company, we are yes early adopters. So what we have a luxury of having a huge content library which others probably will have to recreate when they are starting from now. So we are already able to provide those content to our end customer, and students basically, who can from the point one, like day zero, they can start consuming all those content without waiting for new content to come up. So we have that kind of advantage with us. And from the student point of view, they have got an early exposure. They don't have to wait for someone to be there and to create a huge library and to wait for some more years, to really start taking advantage of this technology. So they are able to use it from now onwards, and then yet they're trying to build upon those concepts and build upon those technology and trying to give their own ideas, their own frameworks, on top of that as well.
So, extended reality technologies are fundamentally altering the medical education, like surgical training or medical test visualization. So, according to you, how Metaverse can play a vital role in medical education and training using AR or VR and MR technology?
Oh, it has a huge potential in medical field. So I'm connected with some people who are really doing phenomenal job using VR based training in medical. So what I after discussing with them, what I realized that there are some group of patients who has to go through a kind of a surgery which can be shown to them in virtual reality. So they get to know all the procedures, all the steps through which their body or their they have to be go through. So this helps them a lot in decision making about taking a surgery or taking one diagnosis over other. So this customer education is getting facilitated because of this technology a lot. On the other side, it is helping doctors and surgeons a lot to practice on a lot of surgical steps, which on the otherwise they have to do it on a human body or basically, which is very difficult to do. So they are able to do it in a
True.
very controlled and very iterative way, which is adding a huge value to them. Beyond that, also, I mean, I'm just adding on top of the layer that there are huge meditation apps are coming up who are providing a lot of lot of meditation based content, which is providing a lot of uh, peace to the and calmness to the mind, which is again of a medical value to the end customer. So I am very bullish on that as well.
So you claim that Metabook has given a new dimension to concept of VR in education. Can you share some details on user base or the investments and tie-ups?
So, as a company, we are catering to K-12 space at this point of time. So, we offer virtual reality-based educational content in maths, science, and social science. We have already have built a huge library, more than 500 chapters across the grade has already been mapped and created and delivered. We have been already operational in some of the most prominent schools like St. Xavier's, DPS, Crimson's of the world. And after COVID, we reach out to schools and establish VR labs in the school premises at this point of time. And last year was a operational year, and the response has been phenomenal. And some of the feedback which I love to highlight always, that one principal told us that my student has told that I don't want to miss my games period, and I also don't want to miss my VR period in the week. Whatever, if there is any
Wow.
mess, you need to adjust. So this is the kind of feedback which is very encouraging for us as a company. From the investment side, we are invested. We raised our seed round of fund from institutional investors, and then many more are lined up as well. So we are, as a team, we are growing, and we are committed to bring, the joy of learning, what we have used as a tagline for our company as well. So we are more committed, to make learning a very fun oriented, at the same time very engaging and engrossing experience for the students.
So it's a great future roadmap of your company, sir. And all the best for your future endeavors. So thank you so much, sir, for being on 3.0 TV and sharing your views and knowledge with our viewers. It was really great
Thanks a
having
lot
you
for
on
this
the show.
opportunity. Thank you.
So this was Mr. Ashish, co-founder of Metabook XR. He shared insights on the future of Metaverse in the education sector. Keep watching 3.0 TV for more such interviews. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. And for instant updates, do press the bell icon. This is me, Vishakha Thakur, signing off.